डियर स्टूडेंट्स, अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। आज का जो टॉपिक हमें है वो है एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड्स। यानी ग्लैंड्स are of two types. One is endocrine gland and second is exocrine gland. Endocrine glands are those glands which are ductless glands. Endocrine glands are ductless glands, इनमें ducts नहीं होते हैं। और exocrine glands और ducted glands। एक्सोक्राइन जो होते हैं ये है डक्टेड ग्लैंड्स, इनमें डक्ट्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं। जो एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड्स होते हैं इनमें डक्ट्स नहीं प्रेजेंट होते हैं। सो एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड्स रिलीज द हार्मोन्स डायरेक्टली इनटू द ब्लड स्ट्रीम। एक्सोक्राइन ग्लैंड जो होते हैं इनमें डक्ट्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं, एंड अनदर टाइप ऑफ ग्लैंड इज मिक्स्ड ग्लैंड। वो बोथ एंडोक्राइन as well as exocrine. They are both endocrine as well as exocrine glands. Now, आज हमें जो डिस्कस करना है ग्लैंड वो है पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड। पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई विल टेल यू व्हाट इज द लोकेशन ऑफ पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड। लोकेशन, इसकी लोकेशन क्या है? इट्स प्रेजेंट बिटवीन हाइपोथैलेमस एंड पाइनियल ग्लैंड यानी जो पाइनियल ग्लैंड और हाइपोथैलेमस है उनके बीच में पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड प्रेजेंट होता है, ब्रेन रीजन में प्रेजेंट होता है। कौन सा? पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड। एंड पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड इज आल्सो oftenly known as master glands, oftenly known as master gland. पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड इज ऑफनली नोन एज मास्टर ग्लैंड बिकॉज पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड जो है ये कंट्रोल करता है बाकी सारे जो ग्लैंड्स होते हैं उनको ये कंट्रोल करता है। फॉर एग्जांपल एड्रिनल ग्लैंड होता है और ये थायराइड ग्लैंड होता है, गोनेड्स होते हैं, उनको ये कंट्रोल करता है पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड। दैट्स व्हाई पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड इज ऑफनली नोन एज मास्टर ग्लैंड। नाउ द साइज ऑफ द पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड इट्स pea-sized ग्लैंड, यानी जो मटर होता है, मटर का जितना साइज होता है उतना पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड का होता है। एंड इट्स वेट इज 1 ग्राम। एंड पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड इज आल्सो नोन एज hypophysis. Now the pituitary gland is divided into man two parts. One is adenohypophysis and second is neurohypophysis. Adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. After this, pituitary gland is divided into main two lobes. One is anterior lobe and second is posterior lobe. And it has also third lobe that's called intermediate lobe, but the intermediate lobe is merged into the interior lobe. Now the adenohypophysis जो part होता है इसका जो lobe होता है वो होता है interior lobe और neurohypophysis का part जो होता है वो है posterior lobe. Now the pituitary gland is divided into two main parts. One part is adenohypophysis and second part is neurohypophysis. Adenohypophysis का जो लोब होता है वो है interior lobe and neurohypophysis का जो लोब होता है वो है post. Now we will discuss the hormones of the interior lobe. कौन सा हार्मोन रिलीज करता है? First of all, one hormone is released by the interior lobe, that is growth hormone, GH, growth hormone. The function of the growth hormone is it stimulates the growth of the body, stimulates growth of the body. And GH stimulates the growth of the body if it is released in hypersecretion. यानी अगर ये सिक्रीट होता है मगर ज्यादा होता है, hypersecretion, that's hypersecretion. If growth hormone is released hypersecretion, it causes a disorder. It's not the disease, it's a disorder. It causes a disorder which is known as gigantism. यानी जिसमें ये रिलीज ज़्यादा होता है, उसका जो साइज होता है वो बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, इट्स कॉल्ड ग्लैंडिज्म. इफ इट इज रिलीज्ड इन हाइपोसिक्रेशन, is small, if it is released in small amount, then it causes dwarfism. This growth hormone. And second hormone which is released by the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland is ACTH. ACTH means adenocorticotropic hormone. ACTH means adenocorticotropic hormone. This hormone stimulates the adrenal gland. It's another gland, adrenal gland, it's another gland located on the top of the kidney. This hormone, ACTH, adenocorticotropic hormone, stimulates the adrenal gland to release its hormones. So, adrenal gland is controlled by the ACTH, which is released by the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. ACTH, adenocorticotropic hormone. And third one is TSH. This TSH is also released by the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. TSH means thyroid stimulating hormone. This hormone stimulates the thyroid gland to release its hormone thyroxine. So thyroid gland जो होता है वो thyroxine तब भी release करता है जब when that is stimulated by the TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. So this hormone stimulates the thyroid gland to release its hormone thyroxine. Now the fourth hormone of the anterior lobe is FSH. FSH means follicle stimulating hormone. FSH is released by the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Now the function of the FSH is it regulates or it stimulates two processes. It stimulates the process of spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Spermatogenesis, in males and oogenesis in females respectively. Which means FSH stimulates the process of spermatogenesis in males and oogenesis in females respectively. Spermatogenesis is the process by which sperm is formed in males, and oogenesis is the process by which eggs are formed in females. So FSH is released by the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Its function is it stimulates the process of spermatogenesis in males and oogenesis in females respectively. Fifth hormone is LH, luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone. The function of luteinizing hormone is it stimulates the process of ovulation in females, and also stimulates the production of testosterone in males. यानी LH जो है इसकी फंक्शन है it stimulates the process of ovulation. Ovulation means release of egg from the ovary into the fallopian tube. So ovulation is stimulated by LH, luteinizing hormone, in females, and in males it in a production of testosterone takes place. Now the second lobe is posterior lobe. This lobe is the part of the neurohypophysis. This lobe releases two hormones. One is vasopressin. This hormone is also known as ADH, antidiuretic hormone. Posterior lobe releases two hormones. First one is vasopressin or ADH, antidiuretic hormone. antidiuretic hormone. The function of vasopressin or ADH is it stimulates the reabsorption of water in our body, and it conserves water in our body. This hormone, it stimulates the reabsorption of water in our body. It conserves the water level in our body. If it is released in hyposecretion, if it is released in hyposecretion or in small amount, if this hormone vasopressin or ADH is released in hyposecretion or in small amount, it causes a disease which is known as diabetes insipidus. Diabetes insipidus. Diabetes are of two types. One is diabetes mellitus and second is diabetes insipidus. But diabetes mellitus is another disease that is when sugar level increase in our body. But this diabetes insipidus is caused due to the deficiency of ADH, antidiuretic hormone. If it is released in small amount or in hyposecretion, then it causes a disease which is known as diabetes insipidus, and a frequent urination takes place. This disease frequently is caused in old persons, in old age, or we can say old age. And second hormone which is released by the posterior lobe, that is oxytocin. This hormone stimulates the breast milk in women's, and it stimulates the uterus, contraction of uterus during female labor or during birth. Second is oxytocin. It stimulates the breast milk in women, and it also stimulates the contraction of uterus during female labor or during birth. So this hormone is also known as birth hormone. This hormone is released during childbirth. Now, dear students, we sum up the topic which we discuss here: pituitary gland. First of all, I will tell you pituitary gland is often known as master gland because it controls other glands. Say it controls adrenal gland, which is present on the top of the kidney. It controls thyroid gland, which is present in throat region. So it's often known as master gland. The size of the pituitary gland is it's pea-sized and its weight is 1 gram. Pituitary gland is divided into two parts. One is adenohypophysis and second one is neurohypophysis. Adenohypophysis or neurohypophysis, and then it is divided into three lobes. One is anterior lobe, second is intermediate lobe, and third one is posterior lobe. But the intermediate lobe is merged into the intermediate lobe. Now the hormones of the anterior lobe release many hormones. First one is growth hormone. It releases growth hormone, which stimulates the growth of the body. And second, it releases ACTH, adenocorticotropic hormone, which stimulates the adrenal gland to release its hormone. And third one is it stimulates the TSH, thyroid. It releases the thyroid stimulating hormone TSH, which stimulates the thyroid gland to release its hormones. And fourth one is it releases the FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, which stimulates two processes, spermatogenesis and oogenesis, both in males and females respectively. And last one is it releases LH, luteinizing hormone, which stimulates the ovulation in females. And second lobe is posterior lobe. Posterior lobe is the part of the neurohypophysis. it releases two hormones. One is vasopressin, or also known as ADH, antidiuretic hormone. The function of antidiuretic hormone is it stimulates the reabsorption of the water in our blood. In our body. If vasopressin or ADH, antidiuretic hormone, is released in high post secretion, it causes a disease which is known as diabetes insipidus. And second hormone which is released by the pituitary gland is oxytocin. It stimulates the contraction of the uterus in females during childbirth. Thank you.